So I'm going to take g of x, which is right here, and subtract 2 times f of x, which is right here. So here's what that looks like. I'm first going to start with g of x, and then I'm going to subtract 2 times f of x. So inside of here, I'm going to put g, minus 2 times inside of here, I'm going to put f. I'm not plugging any numbers in for x, I'm simply putting the full equation, the full function. So, and the first one's going to be this, x plus 3. In the second one, we're putting f, which is this, right here. So that's going to be x to the third minus 5x minus 1. So I have now put g minus 2 times f. And now we have to simplify. In order to simplify, you're going to use 2 properties. One called the distributive property, and the other one called combining like terms. So the first thing we want to do is distribute this negative 2. I'm going to rewrite the front just because it has nothing, there's nothing multiplied by it. It's just kind of sitting there. So I'm going to rewrite that as x plus 3. And then I'm going to distribute this negative 2. So negative 2 times x cubed would be negative 2x cubed. Negative 2 times negative 5x is positive 10x. And negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. What I did again is I left the front and I'm distributing this negative 2 so that I can now combine like terms. In order to combine like terms, I want to start with the highest power. So my highest power is a cube right there. So we're going to start with that, and I'm going to underline that to keep track of it. So my first piece is a negative 2x cubed. Now what comes next is x squareds. Are there any x squareds? No. So I don't put any x squared because I have none. Next I go x's. Well, I have 2 sets of x's. I have an x right here, put 2 lines, keep the x's, and I have a 10x over here. So I have an x and a 10x. I have an x and a 10x, so what do I get when I add 1x plus 10x? I get 11x's. And again, I had no squareds. I'd put squareds here if I had some, but I don't. So 1 plus 10 is 11. Last step is to do the numbers. And I see I have 2 sets of numbers. I'm going to put 3 lines under them. I have a 3 and a 2. So I'm going to combine the like terms of 3 and 2, which is 5, positive 5. So this right here is my polynomial answer. It is a 3rd degree polynomial with a lead coefficient of negative 2.